Golden tip, this is the secret to tender and juicy meat. To start, let's prepare the meat. Here I have 1 pound of meat cut into small pieces. Now I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of milk. This milk will help make the meat very tender, as it softens the fibers and improves its texture. Mix the meat well with the milk, making sure all the pieces are well coated. Let it rest for 15 minutes. In the meantime, we will prepare the seasoning. Start by adding half a teaspoon of black pepper, then 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. Also, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar to enhance the flavor, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce for a special touch. Finally, I add 3 finely chopped garlic cloves. This seasoning will make the meat super flavorful. Now mix everything well until fully combined. Done! The 15 minutes of resting time have passed. Now I will drain the meat to remove the excess milk. I pass it through a strainer and let it drain for a few seconds. This trick is very valuable and makes a big difference in the preparation. Now I transfer it to the bowl with the seasoning. Mix everything well, making sure the meat absorbs all the flavor. This seasoning will make the meat incredibly delicious. I am using beef, but you can make this recipe with any type of meat you prefer. Following this same method, it will turn out delicious as well. Done! I have mixed everything and the meat is well seasoned. Now we add the meat to fry it. Distribute it in the pan so it cooks evenly. Let it brown, stirring occasionally to prevent sticking. Look how it starts to gain color and release a delicious aroma. Now we add more ingredients to enhance the flavor. First, half a green bell pepper. Then, half a yellow bell pepper. Also, add half a red bell pepper. Now add 1 onion cut into thin slices. To make it juicier, add 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Mix everything well so the ingredients combine. This meat will have an amazing texture and aroma. Now add 1/2 cup of water to create a delicious sauce. Cover the pan and let it cook for 15 minutes. After that time, look at how well the meat turned out. It's well cooked, juicy, and has a beautiful color. To finish, add fresh chopped parsley on top. This gives it a fresh touch and enhances the flavor even more. The meat is now ready, very tender and super tasty. If you prefer it more golden, you can leave it a few more minutes on the heat. For me, it is already perfect, at its ideal point. Now remove it from the heat and transfer it to a plate to serve. And now comes the best part, tasting this delicious dish. Look at this juicy meat, well seasoned and full of flavor. Let's start by adding the wheat flour directly into the hot oil. The oil is now at the right temperature, nice and hot, perfect for this technique. Now I'll mix well here to dissolve the flour in the oil. This mixture of flour and oil will create a crispy layer around the chicken. Now I'll turn off the heat and we can season our chicken. Here I have 3 pounds of chicken wings, a very juicy part. To season, I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I'll add 1 teaspoon of black pepper to enhance the flavor. I'll also add 1 teaspoon of paprika and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And finally, 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper, which adds a special citrus touch. Now just mix everything well so that the seasonings are evenly distributed. Done. Now I'll add a drizzle of olive oil, about 1 tablespoon. The oil helps keep the meat juicy and makes the seasoning stick better. I'll mix again to make sure each piece is well coated. Now I'll bring this mixture near the stove to start frying. With the oil nice and hot, now we just need to add the chicken directly to the pan. Look how easy it is to make this recipe at home, with no hassle. This way, we get incredibly crispy chicken without needing to bread it. And the best part is that it turns out really flavorful with a perfect texture. Look at how our chicken wings are turning out, golden and crispy. When they reach this point, I'll turn off the heat and carefully remove the pieces. Since the chicken pieces are small, they fry very quickly and turn out extra crispy. In just a few minutes, we have a dry and delicious chicken. With this technique, all you need to do is add the wheat flour to the hot oil. And there's no need to bread them beforehand, which saves time and effort. Doing it this way, the outside gets completely crispy while the inside stays tender. Look at the final result, golden, dry, and super crispy chicken. Besides being crispy, it remains juicy inside, ensuring an incredible flavor. This is a very practical way to prepare crispy chicken without making a mess or extra effort. The best part is that it fries much faster than traditional methods. In just a few minutes, we have a delicious dish ready to serve. With this simple seasoning, the flavor is incredible without needing complicated ingredients. Doing it this way, the result is always perfect, with an irresistible crispy texture. And this trick isn't just for chicken. You can also use this technique to fry fish. It turns out spectacular and super crispy, just like the chicken. The result is golden brown, well-cooked chicken packed with flavor. Crispy on the outside and extremely juicy on the inside. No flour. You can eat as much as you want without guilt. Here, I'm adding 1 kilogram, 2 pounds of cooked and well-seasoned chicken breast. Now I close the food processor and blend the chicken until it's finely shredded and uniform. I've blended it well, and the chicken now has the perfect texture. Now I add 2 whole eggs and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I close it again and blend until everything is fully combined. Done. The mixture is now well blended. Now I carefully remove the processor blade. I transfer everything to a large mixing bowl, making sure to scrape out all the mixture. The bowl is already greased with butter, making it easier to serve later. I spread the chicken mixture evenly, making sure it's level. Look how creamy this batter is. The best part is that you can eat it without worry, as it contains no flour. Now I place it in a preheated oven at 428 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. In another bowl, I add 1 container, 8 ounces, of cream cheese. This dish contains no wheat flour or starch, just chicken and tons of flavor. I also add 2 grated garlic cloves to enhance the taste. I incorporate 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which will add extra creaminess. I mix everything well until I get a smooth, flavorful cream. This mixture will make our chicken tart even juicier and more delicious. This recipe is so good that you'll want to make it over and over again. The result is simply spectacular, and the whole family will love it. Now that the filling is ready, I take the chicken base out of the oven. I spread the cream cheese mixture on top, covering the entire surface. This step makes all the difference, adding an irresistible flavor. Once evenly spread, let's make this tart even more special. Now I add plenty of shredded mozzarella cheese covering the entire tart. You can add as much cheese as you like. The more cheese, the tastier and creamier it will be. To finish, I sprinkle some oregano on top. This small touch adds an amazing aroma and enhances the cheese